Hello guys, this is NASCAR Racing Fan 2015 back with another NASCAR DieCast review. This one's on Kevin Harvick's Jimmy John's Ford Fusion. And this car, this is just an awesome diecast. I'm glad I finally got a Jimmy John's car. It took me that long. It's the first Jimmy John's review, besides obviously this car. I'm going to get it down from Wave 3. This was the first one, but that was in that collab review. This is the first actual Jimmy John's review, and I'm excited. So I'm just ready to dive right into this review. So we're going to get a look at that car. So I'm going to try to do something. I'm trying to name. I think they're running 16 races. I'm going to see if I can name them all. So we have, I think, Daytona, Atlanta, I think Phoenix, I think Martinsville, and then I think Texas, and then Texas, Bristol, and then Talladega. Then I think after that, I think Dover's one of them, and then I think Daytona, and then I think it's then Indy. And I'm trying to think. I think it sponsors one of the Michigan races, and then I think Richmond. Yeah, I think it sponsors Richmond in the fall, and then I think Chicagoland, Dover, or no, not Dover. I think no, it's not New Hampshire. It didn't sponsor anything in New Hampshire. So then I do Charlotte in October, and then at Kansas in October. And then I think after that, I think it's Homestead. So I think I might have gotten all of them. If I missed one, then obviously I'm going to go back and see if I got all 16. But we are going to review this car and get a look at the freaky fast Jimmy John's car. So we've got Kevin Harvick's Jimmy John's Ford out of its box. And I am so happy to finally get this car. It has been so long since I got a Jimmy John's paint scheme. It ain't even funny, because the 2014, I got that one. It was on the horrible mold, and it had a lot of errors. Sadly, that one's not going to be in this video. And then the 2015, obviously same things, and then, it wasn't much better, so I skipped it and I got the Budweiser car because I didn't have that one yet. The 4, I had the 29. And then the 2016, I probably would have gotten it then. Oh yeah, then the Busch car came out, and I only wanted to get one. So that had to wait. But then 2017, I knew I have to get the Jimmy John's car. I have to. I am sick and tired of using the 2014 one. So I got this, and obviously I'm also going. I'm gonna plan on getting the Busch car, even though obviously I did that because I really like the Busch car, and I want to get 2 of the Harvick cars, because I always try to get like 2 Harvicks, 2 like Chase Elliott's, 2 Dale Jr.'s, Jimmy Johnson's, like all the big drivers. Try to keep it to two cars, or try to have a variety of paint schemes with the top drivers. But then like with guys in the back like Danica, and I've always wanted to get an extra Danica, but that's never worked out. Like with Danica and all them, I just keep it to 1. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited. I'm surprised. This car was freaky fast to come out. No pun intended. But this car came out in February also, and I was really surprised because I guess they hid all the Ford references until January, because I guess they couldn't talk about it till then. I don't know why. I guess they signed a deal till December, so SHR, so at the banquet they could still thank Chevy or something, but I don't know. But I'm glad it's out now, and finally. But I'm excited for they use this car soon. So we're going to review this car and get a look at the sponsors and the paint scheme of this car. So on the hood, we have Jimmy John's sandwiches. Tasty, yeah, I love Jimmy John's. We had Harvick's name with the Ford logos, which is going to change starting with the summer diecast. So enjoy that. Ford Fusion for Stewart Haas, and we're just gonna let some of you Harvick fans soak this up. Ford Fusion for Harvick. I'm still getting used to it. Now on this side, got your usual contingencies. We have 4 Freaky Fast. Kevin Harvick with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Ford Drive 1, Mobile 1, Hunt Brothers, Morton Buildings, and obviously there's no Busch logos on this car. I think it was because either one or two things. This was the render of this car was released before Busch signed on, because they signed a deal in October, so they might not have known they were going to be back. And second, the Busch logo, as you guys don't know, changed. So maybe that's why I kept it off, or it just could be they wanted a kid's car. I don't know. Outback Bloomin' Monday, which is kind of stupid because they have Outback, and yet they don't get any races, and yet they're giving races to Mobile 1, and they could just sponsor Clint Boyer. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Jimmy John's Sandwiches, Tasty, Mobile 1, Haas, American Ethanol, Freaky Fast, Kevin Harvick Foundation, 4, Ford, Jimmy John's on the deck lid. Nothing as a sponsor, which kind of sucks, honestly. I kind of wish I would have rather had this car on the base than not have the Busch logos, but that's what it is. What it is. So the paint scheme of this car, obviously, same as the last couple of years, except obviously they tweaked it last year. And I have the opposite to that car, and so we have. See, we're gonna start off right there with the white splitter. Now on the top you can see it's black, and then you can see it kind of swoops like the Ford. It kind of fits with the hood, so it's the front reminds me of Logano's car, where like that's what, so it's kind of like the traditional Ford thing with doing that. And then you can see it's black, then white, and then black again. Now on this side it's got the white stripe through the Freaky Fast, and then the black. The number is in red, and then you can see it slants down, and obviously that part's black. And then you can see it's black there on the back of the car, and this camera not want to focus. Then white on the top, then black, then there's the other side. So now, and then there Harvick flipped over. Hopefully that's not foreshadowing anything. So we're going to get a comparison of this car to one that is very similar. So we have the 2015 Jimmy John's car and the 2017 Jimmy John's car. Obviously this is the Las Vegas race win. So we are going to review these two, and the reason why I didn't bring the 2014 one up, I don't have the 2014 one to review, is because one, I feel like it would be kind of inaccurate, and with all the randomness of that car. And two, there's another reason, but I'm not going to get into that. It's something I can't share yet. But anyways, we're going to look at this car. You can see there's the top, obviously, and then you can see Harvick, Chevrolet to Ford. Then there's the front. You can see this one I think had a red splitter, and this one just had the white. Then the sides are pretty similar, obviously, except this smaller Jimmy John's logo, and it slants off, and this thing does not. There we go. Then it obviously slants off. They obviously moved the Mobile 1 and Haas logos. Here's the back. Obviously this one's black now. And there's the top where it's white here now, and then this one's black, and then black compared to the white. Yes, and there's the other side. A horrible thing because this car obviously has the race damage. So if I pick one, I'm gonna have to pick the 2017 one, obviously, because 2017 one to me did a better job. I think it just looks meaner and nastier, and it looks cooler. So if I gave this car a rating, I am giving it a top. I'm gonna give it a top 5. I also like this car. This car is up there. It's tied about with the Chase Elliott, because in terms of I think best cars so far would be probably Austin Dillon, Dale Jr., and then Harvick and Chase Elliott are tied. And then obviously Ryan Newman and Danica Patrick are pretty low. But yeah, I mean, and I gotta mention stuff about Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's to me is one of my favorite places. It is amazing. I'm telling you, I love Subway for the longest time, but whenever I went to Jimmy John's, it was awesome. I'm telling you. And I have something. I think it's back here. I'm gonna get it. But this. Also, I got this on the trip back home from that long vacation where I went to Charlotte and I went to Kentucky, and so this is Paducah, I think. So this is in Kentucky. So if you lived near there or you're somewhere around that area, or if you know this, then yeah, I went to that Jimmy John's. So if you're in that area, you can say, and you go to that Jimmy John's, you can say that I was there. So just a shout out that I was near here. If any of you even live near that area or even know what I'm talking about. But I love that magnet. It's pretty cool. But obviously, sponsorship wise, happy I got the Jimmy John's car after years and years. And my opinion on whether to buy it, I'd say this is one of the cars to get, because this is like the refresh of the Jimmy John's car. And I think it'll change a little bit next year, so I'll probably have to get that one too. But yeah, I'm so excited. Finally an accurate and awesome Jimmy John's car to have. So that's the end of the video, guys. So if you like this video, give it a like me on Facebook, NASCAR Racing Fan, YouTube, and NASCAR Authentics Newspaper.